In this part, let us discuss about circles. So what is a circle? Circle is something, a line where every point is equidistant from a fixed point. This fixed point we later call it as a center of circle. So this circle has got many characteristics. As you have studied in your previous class, there are so many characteristics of a circle. Basically, we can begin with the center of circle. What is center of circle? Center of circle is a fixed point which is equidistant from every point on the circle. Second, circumference. What is circumference? When we join each point on this circle, we get the outline. This outline we call it as a circumference of a circle. Third is radius. Radius is nothing but the distance between the center and any point on the circumference of circle. So in this example, OA is the radius. Chord. What is chord? Chord is a line segment meeting any 2 points on the circumference of circle. Let us name it as B and C. If this chord passes through the center of circle, it is called as diameter. So what is diameter? Diameter is a chord which is passing through the center of circle. So diameter and radius both have a relationship. What is the relationship? If OA here is 5 centimeters, then definitely the diameter here DE is double of it, means it will be 10 centimeter. So the diameter is double of radius. Similarly, we have so many other characteristics of a circle. For example, we have an arc. What is arc? Arc is a part of circumference. For example, if I have to name an arc, so I will name it as BFC. This is an arc. So arc, there are 2 types. One is major arc, second is minor arc. What is major arc? The biggest part of the circumference is major arc. The smallest part of the circumference is minor arc. 7th character, segment. What is a segment? Segment is an area. Where did we draw the area? This area includes a chord and an arc. So a chord plus one arc, it gives us a segment. So in this we can name it as BFCB. It is a segment. So similarly, just like arc, we have 2 types of segment. One is major segment, which has a chord and arc. Which arc it will have? It will have definitely the major arc. And minor segment. What is minor segment? It will also have the chord and arc. What type of arc it will have? It will have minor arc. So in this example, this segment is minor segment and the leftover part is major segment. 8th character, sector. What is a sector? Let me draw another diagram for you. So as we eat pizzas, we have seen the slices of pizza. So this area is called as sector. Can you tell me what are the characters included in this sector? So definitely there are 2 radii plus 1 arc. Together it forms a sector. So in sector also we have 2 types, major and minor. What is major? Major 2 radii, the same, plus 1 major arc. So you can see the remaining part here, this is the major sector, and the part I have shaded here is the minor sector. Semicircle. What is semicircle? So as we know, this is the diameter. So the biggest chord, it divides the circle into 2 equal halves. each half is called as a semicircle. So this is the circle and its characteristics. Now let us see, if we draw a line, a circle, another circle, this is a third circle. Can you see the line? Yes, the line is outside the circle. Can you see the line? The line is passing through the circle. Can you see this line? This line is meeting the circle at one and only one point. So as it is meeting at unique point, we have to name it. So this line segment is called as tangent. So basically, what is a tangent? Tangent is a line segment which meets the circle at one and only one point. So what we call this line segment which is passing through 2 points? So we call it as secant. As we know, secant, we call it as secant. Secant means 2. So as we call it as 2, it is called as secant. It is also a line segment which is meeting the circle at 2 distinct points, means 2 different points. So it meets at 2 distinct points. It meets at one and only, or we also call it as unique point. So this is all about the tangent and secant. So let us continue to learn about the tangent, the properties of tangent. What are the properties of tangent? How many tangents you can draw to a circle? How many points are there on a circle? Definitely there are infinite points. So at every point you can draw tangents. So property number 1, infinite or uncountable. Tangents can be drawn to a given circle. But how many tangents you can draw at any point? Only one tangent. Only one tangent can be drawn to a given point. So these are the 2 major properties of a tangent. Now let us see what will happen if there is a tangent and if I draw a radius to it. How are the points? So we can see that the radius drawn at the point of contact, P is called as point of contact, to the tangent is perpendicular. So on this we have a theorem, that is theorem number 1. Let us learn the theorem. The statement says, if a radius is drawn at the point of contact of a tangent is perpendicular to the tangent. So how to solve or how to prove a theorem? So every theorem gives you something as given, something to prove. So we will use our logic reasoning of mathematics and we are going to prove it. So basically, before we prove anything, we need to draw the diagram, because in a circle, where is the radius? It is in the circle. So let us consider this as the tangent. This is the point of contact P. This is the center of circle O. So a radius is drawn OP. So let us write what is given. What is given? Circle with center O. Then let us name this as AB. What is AB? AB is the tangent. What is P? P is point of contact. What is OP? OP is the radius of circle. So what we have to prove? We are going to prove that OP is perpendicular to AB. For this, we will take a small construction. What I am going to do? I will select a point M on AB. So if I select a point M on AB, definitely somewhere I will select it. Do you think it will lie on the circle? So what happens if it lies on the circle? So if the point M lies on the circle, then the tangent will have to pass through 2 points, which is impossible, because tangent is a line segment which meets the circle at only one point. Therefore, M cannot be drawn on the circle. M is not on circle. Therefore, if I join OM, let us start with our proof. So proof is very simple here. As you can see, OM is a line segment, OP is also line. So can you tell me OM is bigger or OP is bigger? With our diagram we can say that OM is greater than OP. So let me shift M somewhere outside. So again the length increased. Okay, let us take M very near to P. But still you can see OM is greater than OP. Means P is the shortest distance to the center of circle. So how to draw the shortest distance? So if I have to measure, if this is the ceiling of a building, if this is the floor of the building, if I want to measure the distance between these two, will I hold the tape one end here and another end here? No, this will not give us the exact measurement. So I have to hold the tape perpendicular to the floor as well as the ceiling. Means it is the shortest distance. So shortest distance will be always perpendicular. Therefore, OP is shortest distance between the center and tangent. If it has to be the shortest distance, then OP must be perpendicular to AB. This gives us the proof. Okay, let us see how many points did we prove. First point, infinite or uncountable tangents can be drawn to a given circle. That is the property number 1. Second property, only one tangent can be drawn to a circle at a given point. This is second point. Point number 3, which is the theorem itself. What is the theorem? Radius drawn will be perpendicular to the tangent. Now let us see if I can draw any line from external point. This is a circle with center O. So I have a point here. Let us name it as A. How many tangents can you draw from this point to a circle? Is it a tangent? Is it a tangent? No, both are seconds. So here is a tangent which is meeting at one point. Here is a tangent which is meeting at one. So how many tangents can we draw from an external point? That is our fourth property. Only 2 tangents can be drawn from an external point. Now comes the question. Let me take it as B and C. How are AB and AC to each other? How are AB and AC to each other? So as we can say, these 2 tangents are equal to each other. To prove this fifth point, what is the fifth point? Tangents drawn to a circle from an external point are equal to each other. So this fifth point is nothing but our theorem number 2. What is the statement of the theorem? Tangents drawn to a circle from an external point are equal. So let us prove this. Okay, here is the diagram where a circle with center O. A is an external point, AB is the tangent, AC is the tangent drawn from the same point called A. So how are they to each other? That is what we are going to prove in this theorem. So given again a circle with center O, AB and AC. What are these 2? Tangents from point A. To prove, we will prove that AB is equal to AC. So again we will need small construction. So just tell me, what did I join? I joined OA. Next OC. Next OB. Let us prove the theorem. So can you see any diagram or any figure, any plane figure which you can identify from this? So whole diagram is divided into two triangles. That two what type of triangles? How is the radius to the tangent? As we have proved here, the radius is perpendicular to the tangent. Similarly, if I take here, it is perpendicular, it is perpendicular. So we have got two right angle triangles. Can we prove these two triangles are congruent to each other? So to prove congruency, we have different postulates. What are the different postulates? We have SAS postulate, ASA postulate, SSS postulate, and last RHS postulate. So in the last class of triangles, we have already studied about these postulates. We have stated the postulates. So let us name the triangles first. In a right angle triangle OPA, and there is another right angle triangle OCA. So what we have to prove? These two triangles are congruent to each other. This is the sign of congruency. How we will prove? So anything common in these two triangles? Yes, OA is common to both the triangles. Then OB and OC are the radii of same circle, and these two are right angles. So first let us write what is 90 degree right angle triangle. So first whatever I write in the LHS will be of OBA, whatever I write on the RHS will be of OCA. In the right angle triangle, OBA is equal to angle OCA, both are equal to 90 degree. How? Because radii drawn at the point of contact of tangent. It is very important to give reasons. Without reasons, we will not accept any of the mathematical statements. So I got R. Then what is common? OA is equal to OA. What is reason? Reason we will give their common side, which is nothing but the hypotenuse. Can you see? It is a right angle and opposite side will be called as hypotenuse. Then OB is equal to OC. What will be the reason? Radii of the same circle. If the radii of the same circle, then definitely both will be of same length. So by RHS, by RHS postulate, right angle triangle OBA is congruent to right angle triangle OCA. When they are congruent to each other, definitely when they overlap on each other, they will place exactly on each other. Therefore, AB will be equal to AC. This is what we call as CPCT, the corresponding part of the congruent triangle. This proves the theorem. Thank you.